Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cinema Fans Podcast Show. I'm your host, Bradley Davis, and I'm joined by my co-host, Julius Fountain. How you doing, Julius?
I'm great, as always. We have special guest Cameron Quessenberry here today.
Hey, guys. How are you guys doing?
We're so glad for Cameron to come here and join us on this Sunday. I'm really excited about the show. This is our second show. We got really good feedback from the last show, so we're going to try to keep it up. Now, for some of you guys who aren't familiar with the show, let me give you a quick rundown to what we do here. Every Sunday, we go over the box office, movie news, and sometimes we give movie reviews. And we take your guys' Facebook questions. Now, how do you get a question on the show? All you got to do is go to Facebook, look up Cinema Fans, and ask to join the page. And every Saturday, I'll put up a post asking for your guys' questions, and all you got to do is comment them down below that post. Now, let's get into it, starting off with the box office report. We can pull it up. Let's see here. Sorry about this, guys. All right, coming in at number 1 was Tyler Perry's Boo 2, a Madea Halloween, making $21 million on its opening weekend. Coming in at number 2 was Geostorm with $13 million on its opening weekend. Happy Death Day in its second week made $9 million on its second weekend. Blade Runner 2 made an additional $7 million on its fourth week. And Only the Brave made $6 million on its opening weekend. Julius, what do you think about the box office, man?
The thing that's really jumping out at me is Happy Death Day, 64% drop.
Yeah.
That's pretty...
I mean, it's normal for box office. I mean, and it's made $58 million.
It's just, I think this movie has mostly been carried by word of mouth, because I've heard people talk about it more after it already came out than I did, the pre-release hype.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised that it dropped down as low as it did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, 64% drop is pretty big for a movie. But I mean, when you look at it, it made $53 million. Its worldwide number is $53 million right now, but it's off of $4 million budget, which is insane. And I'm not surprised with Madea coming in at number 1. Now the thing is with Madea, it had a $25 million budget, I believe. Yeah. $25 million budget. It made $21 million on its opening week. That's pretty good. It's going to break even really soon, and it's going to make money back. But I don't know how it's going to do throughout the coming up weeks, because you got Jigsaw coming up, you got Thor Ragnarok coming up, you got Justice League coming up, and then you got Coco coming out.
Take Thor Ragnarok out of the picture. I mean, it's going to have its competition cut out for it with Jigsaw, but once Thor comes in, it's game over. I mean, everyone's going to be seeing Thor.
Well, Cameron, what did you think about the box office? Anything stand out to you?
I mean, I was really just blown away that the Madea movie really. I'm surprised it's in number 1 spot. To be real honest, because Happy Death Day, I've heard amazing things. I heard it's I've heard it's a great film, and I was blown away that it was below that, and I was actually blown away that it was below Geostorm and everything.
Not to mention, this is the 8th. Or they've had a ton of Madea movies.
Ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, and when you look at it too, the Snowman starring Michael Fassbender, and I can't remember her name. She was in the Mission Impossible 6 movie, but it only made $3 million opening weekend, going at number 8.
Word of mouth for that has been very negative, though,
word of mouth for Madea 2 has been awful, too. It has an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's horrendous. But those movies are made for a type of audience, and
that type of audience is consistently loyal.
Yeah.
No matter how bad they get.
Yeah. I mean, I love Tyler Perry. I think he's a great actor. He was really solid in Gone Girl, and I just wish he would take better roles. I mean, we get it. Madea gets him money. But he can do so much more. He cries all the time about Hollywood not respecting him, but he makes movies like this to where they really can't. He doesn't,
See, he did try his hand at, serious directing with, I don't know if you remember the Alex Cross movie?
Yeah. And I think he has another movie coming out
everyone praised his acting in it. They said he did the best that he could with a kind of crappy script and, just really not a movie that did not feel fully fleshed out and complete. They said he did the best that he did with what he had. And I mean, I think that's a good start. It sucks that had to be his debut serious role, but I mean, I don't think it rules him out for serious roles in the future either.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, Medea 2 is going to make a lot of money. It's going to make money. It's going to make a profit back. But
Yep.
how's it going to do throughout the weeks? What's this? I'm wondering what this coming up weekend's drop off is going to be like with Jigsaw coming out, because Jigsaw I think is going to actually do really well at the box office.
Well, this next weekend's definitely going to be bigger overall because overall this was kind of a downbeat weekend.
Oh no, it was really slow. It was a slow week, and Medea came in and really stole it. I mean, and Geostorm too made $13 million off a $120 million budget.
Yeah, that's a.
Overseas though, it's doing pretty well. I think it made it almost made $50 million overseas, which is pretty good. But what did you think about Geostorm? Yep.
Well, myself personally, I've had it with natural disaster movies myself. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not a thing people can get into, because I could see how people could get into.
They can still be done well.
I mean,
they can still be done well.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yep.
I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of seeing movies like that, because they all have like a similar, if not the same, plot line.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Most definitely. I mean, I guess this is a sign of audiences are tired of these kind of movies. You know.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, the box office shows it. I mean, I think that genre is dead. Honestly, I really do. Unless Dwayne the Rock Johnson's in it, then it's definitely gonna.
Well, that's anything.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for the box office report. Now let's get into the movie news for the week. Let's see here. All right, the passing of Brent Briscoe.
Very sad to hear that.
Yeah, I think he passed away at the age of 71, so he lives a really long life. But yeah, it's really unfortunate that he passed away. He's most known for his roles in like Green Mile and Sling Blade. I love Sling Blade. That's a really solid movie as well. Cameron, I know that you know a lot about this actor, so I guess you can give some more insight into it.
Well, most of his roles were like secondary characters, but I mean, the reason that he's such a great actor and had so many roles and so many great films and projects was because, like, no matter how small the part, he somehow made it a point to make his impact in
He
the
let
movie.
his personality shine through.
Yeah.
Right?
He was in The Dark Knight. He played one of the cops. He was on CSI, Hell on Wheels, the TV show. He was in Twin Peaks. I mean, the list just goes on.
That's a big deal.
He was and Hollywood will definitely be worse off without him.
Oh yeah, no, and he was in Parks and Rec too. He was in Parks and Rec.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah, I think he maybe was in there for like a couple
he was
episodes,
JJ.
something like that. Yeah, he was. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
The guy in the diner.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, I hate when I hear celebrities passing away. It sucks. But rest in peace, man. All right, now time to get on to the next topic is the Black Panther trailer. I love this trailer. It looks so good. It looks so fresh. Marvel, when are they going to have a loser? I mean, all their movies look so solid so far.
I am definitely excited to see how Ryan Coogler puts his own artistic spin on this, because I think he's a great director. Fruitvale Station was one of my favorite movies of that year.
And Creed.
Creed, and it was just I'm very excited to see how he kind of is able to, like, I just want to see what he adds to a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially, I'm definitely excited about it. I'm excited that great cast, man.
Oh, yeah, no,
and it's
it's
huge, it's a loaded cast too.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, it looks so different from any other Marvel movie. And that's the thing that gets me so excited. It looks more of like a Winter Soldier type movie, where it's grounded, but it also has that comic book feel to it.
Right. I think it's going to be. It'll definitely have that kind of epic feel, but it will be grounded, like, kind of like that brother versus brother, like
kind of like the first Thor movie, where it's brother versus
and
brother.
it's like the whole, the stakes are entirety of Wakanda. That's a lot on the line. I think it's gonna be very exciting.
And I think the implications to this movie is going to play a huge role into the next Avengers movie, because if you listen to Kevin Feige's comments about Avengers: Infinity War, he says that there's a war going on Earth while the Avengers are fighting in space. What's that war? It's probably the government trying to get into Wakanda.
Yeah.
And there's a big all-out war on Earth, and that's crazy.
Yeah, when Wakanda falls, you know, it impacts everything on Earth. Like
Yeah,
Wakanda
exactly.
is very important.
Yeah, I mean it's one of the richest countries on the world. But Cameron, what were your thoughts on the Black Panther trailer?
I really think it's going to be a very solid movie overall, and I feel like Wakanda. That's what I'm most excited to see is the environment of Wakanda, what it's going to be like, the type of people that would live there. You know, the technology they have. I'm really eager to see where that will go, and just wonderful direction, great movie, great killer cast. Just overall, I think it's going to be amazing.
And another thing he brought up too was the filming. The cinematography looks amazing.
Yep.
Amazing. There's one scene in the trailer where he's like walking. I can't remember like the setting, but like there's a panther in the tree and like the background's like blue and green.
Yeah,
It
with
looks
the
so gorgeous. It looks so gorgeous.
Aurora Borealis type.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it looks amazing.
Yep.
And another thing, I get it. There's a lot of people out there who don't like the Marvel movies because they're fun. You know, they're too lighthearted, if you would say. Here's the thing with with that. You gotta think Thor Ragnarok will probably be the last fun movie, the last fun Marvel movie for a while because Black Panther looks serious. Avengers Infinity War, it's gonna be fun. Infinity War is gonna be fun, but it's gonna be really dark.
It's not gonna be
Very,
funny.
very
Yeah,
dark.
no, it's not gonna be funny. There's definitely gonna be some funny moments.
But
I mean, that's granted with the Guardians and the Avengers coming in at the same time. They're gonna clash at some point.
Exactly, you'll have those interactions. With
I
the
think it
Avengers
will
and whatnot.
overall have more of a not a Winter Soldier type feel, but
Yeah,
how that kind of serious and kind of brooding atmosphere was present in Winter Soldier all the time, even during the funny parts. I think that's how it's going to be in Infinity War.
yeah, I mean, and even Black Panther looks like that too.
It's kind of hard to add a ton of comedy in with that story.
Yeah, and I think that the Russo brothers are going to bring over what they did with their previous Captain America film, Civil War. Is that they're going to bring that fun to it because Civil War is a fun movie. That airport scene. It's amazing.
It's serious while still making your jaw drop.
Yeah, exactly. Because that airport scene looks like it got ripped off right out of a comic book, and I think they're going to knock it out of the park. But yeah, Black Panther, I'm on board. I was already on board when they signed Ryan Coogler and the first trailer. I'm sold on it. All right, the next topic in the world of movies is the Han Solo movie. Got a new name. Solo. Solo, Star Wars story. So basic, so generic. What the hell is Disney doing over there? What do you guys think about it?
I mean, I'll put it this way: they could have picked a dumber name.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
could have picked a dumber name, but they could have picked. They also could have picked one that's not Solo.
Yeah.
That isn't that bland. Like that does like. I don't know. I just feel like they could have incorporated who Han Solo is. Like they could have been a smuggler story or something about him being like if you just saw Solo, a Star Wars story, nothing about that jumps out at you or sounds fun.
No, it doesn't. It's really bland, and I hate a Star Wars story. It's just like why, like.
Well, I mean they just have to add. I agree, but they
have the anthology, like they say, like Star Wars and anthology series, something like that. It was
but they
it was better that way.
They just have to add their little stamp on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so everyone universally knows.
What if the movie's just called Solo? Solo.
Well,
But I don't like that they chose Solo because, for one, like I like to talk about movies, obviously, but when you're telling people about this movie, you're like, oh, they're making a Solo Han Solo movie. What's it called? Solo. And Star Wars story that.
It's a dumb mistake, but they could have come on.
Just put Han in it. I don't understand why I can't just call it Han,
Han
Solo, a
Solo.
Star Wars story.
Yeah.
Like, why do you have to take the Han out of it?
And Star Wars story kind of reminds me of a Christmas story. That just always pops in my head when I hear it, and it kind of I don't like it.
No, yeah, most definitely. I just thought it was so generic, and I hate when they go the safe route. That's what I hate the most is when studios go the safe
Or
route.
maybe they're not going the safe route, and they're just thinking, well, I think everyone is already kind of discouraged by the Han Solo movie.
mean,
Let's just
I,
not really do anything with it now.
I honestly don't think the movie's going to be that good. It just had so many problems behind the scenes, with Lord and Miller leaving, and then bringing in Ryan Johnson. Was it Ryan Johnson or was it?
No. It was Ryan Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one He's the one.
Ron Howard.
Ron Howard. Yeah. I mean, Ron Howard's a great filmmaker. It's just that they had 80% of the film done, and they're bringing in him.
Yeah.
They're bringing him in to do like.
It's hard to, fix an entire movie with a few reshoots.
Yeah, no, and like everyone's been saying that he's going to get the film credit. He's going to get the director's credit. I don't think so. There's no way.
Unless he has done a lot more than we know about. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I mean, look at the same situation with Justice League. What's his name? Joss Whedon. He shot 3 months of footage. So did Ron Howard. Is it Ron Howard? Yeah. Okay. I'm still thinking of Ron Johnson, but I mean Ron Howard. He shot in the exact same amount of time. 3 months. They both had 3 months. Guess who has a credit for Justice League?
Yep.
Zack Snyder. I don't think Disney wants Lord and Miller to be the directors when they're advertising their film. I don't know. I mean, it's all up to the Directors Guild of America to decide that. But I'm still going in hoping it's good, but I don't think it's going to be good.
But here's the thing. While in recent years, behind the camera turmoil has meant the downfall of a lot of movies, we also have to look at movies where it has, actually worked out really well.
Yeah, Rogue One.
Apocalypse Now. Yeah.
I mean, just recently a Star Wars movie had some trouble behind the scenes.
And Rogue One is very solid. It was successful.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet, but I plan to.
Yeah, no, yeah, Cameron. Cameron.
Yeah, you need you. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm still looking forward to it, but not as much as any other Star Wars movie. I don't understand why they even made this movie. No one asked for it, but anyways, you have something to comment on?
Well, I was just gonna say I agree with you on that one. No one's asking for this.
Yeah, no,
Not necessary.
Yeah. Well, that will do it for the movie news. Time to get into some movie reviews. Me and Julius saw new movies this week. I saw Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. The cast is Luke Evans, Rebecca Hall, and Bella Heathcote. I think that's how you say her name. Heathcote?
Heathcote? Yeah.
Heathcote, yep. Luke Evans plays Dr. William Marston. Rebecca Hall plays his wife in the film, and Bella, she plays Olive. Going into it, I've heard really solid things about it. I've been really interested in the story as well. If for some of you who don't know, it's the story about the creation of Wonder Woman, and the movie is fantastic. The cast is amazing. I think Rebecca Hall should be nominated for an Oscar. She gives a solid performance. Luke Evans he's always good in anything. He's a solid actor as well. Bella Heathcote was actually really good in it as well. I think she's an up and coming actress, and she was really solid as Olive. The story's really good. You have these 3 people who are trying to have a relationship with each other in a time where this was kind of discouraged. No one wanted this, and just their relationships with each other in the film. Like, you believe that these 3 people loved each other. Not just, 2 people love each other and this guy's on the sideline. They all love each other. They're all connected with each other. They have a real relationship, and I love that about it. And I got to mention the sex scenes. They're really sexy. They're really sexy.
All right.
That's the thing with this movie, though. That's some people might want to go see it for that, but they're sexy. They're really sexy. They're actually really good. They're well done too. They're actually really well done. It doesn't come off as
All right, if you can. All right, so you got me. All right. I don't know how comfortable I am.
No.
I
mean, it's
no. I know what you mean. Like,
yeah, they're well done.
Blade Runner 20, sex scene in that.
Exactly.
Very one of the best scenes of the movie. If they can make it have meaning and make it artistic,
they do, and it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it really is. And the way that they shoot it is just 3-way sex scene can go bad. It can go bad in a film.
True.
Exactly, and but they do it in such a unique way and original, and it's such a good movie. It's such
you
a good.
Know what's going where.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh man. No, I would.
That's what I get for trying to save the conversation with some smart insight. Oh, it has to be artistic.
But no,
You
seriously,
guys.
I would definitely recommend going to go see Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. I think it really does have some really good Oscar It's a really good contender. I mean, I think it will get nominated for Best Picture. I think it will. I honestly think it will.
Wow.
It's a solid movie. I mean, and it opened up my it opened up a little bit of how I felt about the polyesthetic. What is it called when three people are in a relationship? Is it poly? I don't know what it's called.
It's not polytheistic.
Polytheistic.
No,
Oh no, yeah,
Polytheistic.
yeah. But
No,
it does
it's
start
not.
with poly though. I know that.
Like polyamorous.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it shed light on these people, because there's a lot of people out there with this kind of relationship, and back then they didn't accept that, they kind of shunned it away, and that's not right, it's and the main focus of this movie is love is love.
Polyamorous. Yeah.
Okay, polyamorous, yeah, and and they shed light on this topic that isn't really talked about a lot,
Yeah.
I mean, if people love each other, why don't you just let them do what they do? It's not hurting you or anything like that. And I think they did a really good job of showcasing that message as well. But yeah, that's my little review for Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman. I would definitely check it out. Really good performances. I think Rebecca Hall should get nominated for an Oscar. I think she's the only good actress this year. There hasn't really been that strong performances from an actress this year.
Well, I wouldn't say the only good actress, but the only one that stands out for Oscars.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Blade
Sylvia
Runner.
Sylvia,
Blade Runner definitely has some, but I don't know how well that's going to do at the Oscars. But I don't know. But yeah, anyways, go check out Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman if you can. All right, now Julius has a review for It Follows.
So, next week we're doing our Halloween horror special. I wanted to kind of go back over some popular horror films of the last few years that I had not gotten around to seeing yet. And by the way, this goes for all films in general. For future reference, if you guys have a film that has already come out in the past that you want me to review, or if I haven't seen it, I'll watch it and review it.
That's for all of us.
You can, totally. Just put the suggestion on the page or message me or anything like that. But I had not seen It Follows the year it came out. So I first saw it the other night after. Oh, and let me just say, it's Animal Kingdom, right? The production company.
I think so.
Yeah, Animal Kingdom.
No, I think it might be Blumhouse. It might be. Let me double check on that while you're giving the review.
Well, we'll get to that anyway. But anyway, this studio has been knocking it out of the park, especially with these indie horror movies. Because I have to admit, It Follows is the first horror movie I have seen in a long time that has legitimately scared me. I mean, I was up middle of the night. I woke up and I was actually looking around the room. I was kind of freaked out because just the way that they show, because it's not in your face jump scare horror. It's cerebral, gritty, just kind of it's eating at your. I don't know how to explain it. It's just
your sanity.
Not even.
It's the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's the atmosphere, and you feel like you're actually kind of losing your mind with the characters. Because, and I don't want to give, like Bradley said, I agree, the best way to go into this movie is not knowing anything about the plot.
I love how original it is.
Yeah.
It's so original.
That's
it's so fresh.
The concept is the reason it works so well, because the scene, the scenes. Especially the first one in the high school.
The high school was really good,
that
too.
one really actually made me,
I love the one in the house.
Yep.
Where it's kind of near the beginning of the movie. It's really good. I really love that scene.
And see, that's the thing. It's not in your face. It's just slowly, it's creeping up on you, and you just, it is so unsettling. I can't, the cinematography is amazing.
I think it's one of the best cinematographies in any horror movie. It's really well done.
I was very satisfied with it. It is a big deal to me if a horror movie can legitimately scare me nowadays, because I have trouble getting scared the way I used to when I was a kid.
Yeah, and I remember watching it for the first time. I didn't see it in theaters, but I saw it when it came out on Blu-ray, and it ended up being my favorite movie that year. And it's like now one of my favorite horror movies of all time. The performances are great. I can't remember the girl's name. That's the lead. I believe she's in The Guest as well. If you've not seen The Guest, it has Dan Stevens in it, and it's incredible. I really love that film. Who's that? Mickey.
Micah Monroe.
Oh, Micah Monroe. Yeah, she's in. Yeah, I believe she was in The Guest as well. Yeah, she was in The Guest. Yeah, and she's amazing in this movie too. She's amazing in The Guest, and she's amazing in It Follows. I mean, it's.
Yeah, If you guys haven't seen this movie, definitely check it out. It's you're gonna love it, especially if it's like you're looking for like a Halloween night horror movie, and you've seen the horror films of this year. Definitely, just watch this movie. You will be so impressed with the originality and just the cinematography as a whole. So, are you going to lead us into the fan questions?
Yeah, I'll
now?
lead us into the fan questions. Yeah, those are our movie reviews for this week. I will be seeing Jigsaw this week. I don't know if are you seeing it.
I honestly don't want to see it, but I'll probably see it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to go see it. My friend Brian, he's really excited about it, so I'm going to go check it out.
Shout out to Brian.
Yeah, Brian Borosio. Yeah, you're the man. Maybe we'll have him on the show soon. He's a really cool guy. All right, now time to get into the Facebook questions. Like I said, if you want to submit a Facebook question, all you got to do is go to the Cinema Fans page on Facebook, ask to be on the page. I will gladly accept your request. And every Saturday, I put up a post asking for your guys' questions. So the first one up comes from Greggy Bank asking, what are some of your favorite directors?
Do you want to do this one first or me?
Let's see. Oh, God. This is so hard because there's so many good ones.
All right. So
I know you have a list. I know
yeah.
you have a list. I have maybe like 3 on the top of my head right now.
So, I will tell you my top 3. A lot of people think it's very like film bro cliche, but I just can't help it. My favorite director of all time is Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Almost anyone who knows me knows that because I like to talk about it a lot. But I would say my second and third favorite are kind of interchangeable between Quentin Tarantino and Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious.
Nolan has not made a bad movie.
No.
In my opinion, he has not made a bad movie yet.
Now, I understand it's still kind of early, but Denis Villeneuve, I
think it's Villanueva.
He is a force to be reckoned with.
No, I compare him to Spielberg.
I mean,
really
he is really good, and I cannot wait to see what his filmography looks like in just the next 5 or 10 years.
Right now it's amazing. He's not made a bad movie yet. Same thing with Nolan. Like Nolan and them right now, they're the best film directors working right now.
But I love Danny Boyle.
Okay.
Trainspotting is one of my all-time favorite
I haven't
movies.
seen Trainspotting. You rave about it. Yeah.
You absolutely, yeah. It's amazing. He has so much energy. Like he has an energy that even really young directors cannot put on the screen, and it's amazing because he consistently does it throughout every movie.
Mm-hmm.
I really love Darren Aronofsky. I've seen all of his movies. I keep up with him religiously.
Mother is a really good film.
I love Mother. It's on my top 10 for this year.
I wouldn't say it's for everyone, but it's definitely for artsy.
If you like Darren Aronofsky,
fans,
yeah. If you like Darren Aronofsky, you will love Mother.
Yeah.
If you like Darren Aronofsky in general, you'll probably love all of his movies because he's just kind of that kind of director.
Yeah.
And I definitely think we should keep an eye out for Adam McKay.
Adam McKay?
Yeah, because
he made The Big Short, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But he also, he's done comedies before, which I love the comedies, but as a director, I don't think he completely got his chance to shine. But
his first
with The Big Short
serious movie got an Oscar nom.
Yeah.
I think he was nominated for Best Director that year too.
Yep, he was absolutely one of my favorite movies that year. And he's directing the Dick Cheney biopic, which should be pretty. I'm so excited for that.
Christian Bale's just a national treasure.
Yep.
Favorite directors, I would say My top 3 would probably be Spielberg. Spielberg, Quentin Tarantino. Oh God, this is another hard one.
I know
Like,
it's hard when you
another
actually.
You know, those are the only 2 I can actually mention right now. But Spielberg, he has such a variety of films. He just doesn't pick one, and that's why I draw the comparisons to him and Villeneuve, is that they both have such range in their films.
Mm-hmm.
Like they go from sci-fi to what is it? What would you describe Sicario? More like a
I like a thriller, like
thriller,
a political
yeah,
thriller.
Yeah, political thriller.
Espionage.
You have I've not seen Enemy.
I haven't seen Enemy either, but I've heard
Yeah.
all the praise and
Yeah.
Prisoners.
Yeah,
like
Prisoners.
I said, like he just can capture his atmosphere like not many directors can nowadays, and that's really impressive to keep a consistent atmosphere throughout the whole movie and to really make you feel like you're there, like it's brooding and you're dreading everything that's happening.
Yeah, and he makes the atmosphere. He does atmosphere so well. He draws you into the movies, and even like Spielberg too, he does that as well. Another guy you need to look out for is Damien Chazelle. He's made 2 amazing films, but I'm really curious to see how his Lance Armstrong movie is going to be.
It's hard for me to put Damien Chazelle in my top 10 list of directors yet because I haven't seen enough.
He's
out
only
of
made
him,
2 films, yeah.
Whiplash and La La Land, both.
Yeah.
I love them so much. They're both
he
good.
has rejuvenated the musical genre, and Quentin Tarantino as well. I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah,
about
you don't really need.
He's the man. I think all of his films are really good too. So, Cameron, what are your favorite directors?
My number 1, it's got to be Tarantino. I consistently go back and see his movies. I think there's only like one of his movies I haven't seen, and it was one of his first ones. But I do plan on seeing it.
What are those?
True Romance, I believe.
Okay.
Well, he only wrote that. He didn't direct it.
If he has a part in it, involved in.
Well, the writing is going to be just as good as Pulp Fiction, as Reservoir Dogs, as all of them because he can write like no one like. He just has such a specific style of writing that no director is able to quite pull off yet.
And he's a great conversationist. The conversations that the characters have, the monologues, they're just so brilliant.
No one else really does it the way he does it anymore.
No. My second, I'm only going to list 3 probably, but my second would probably have to be Martin Scorsese. Because obviously,
you don't need to explain that.
Yes, just wonderful filmmaker. Goodfellas, I've seen it 1,000,000 times. A brilliant movie. My third would probably have to be Darren Aronofsky, because Mother is a phenomenal film. Also, I got a list. It's not for everyone. It completely took me by surprise. And it's best to really not know a lot about the movie. Same with It Follows.
I think that a lot of people liked Aronofsky up until this point, but Mother was kind of the movie that kind of tipped it over the edge, and everyone said this guy is definitely awesome. He's one of my favorites. Like I will admit, I really liked Aronofsky. Like I love Black Swan, I love The Wrestler, I love Requiem for a Dream, but I couldn't say I loved his entire filmography at that point. But when I saw Mother, I was like, that kind of tipped the scale. I was like, yeah, this guy's definitely one of my favorites.
Yeah, no, The Wrestler, that's one of my favorites from him as well. Black Swan, amazing movie. Natalie Portman is phenomenal in that movie as well. Thank you so much, Greg, for your question. On to the next one. Cassie Questenberry writes, who's your celebrity man crush? Did I say it right, Cassie?
Yeah, you said
okay,
it right.
last podcast I
Shout
said
out to Cassie.
Yeah, Casey. No, she says, who's your celebrity man crush? Not woman crush, man crush.
Oh, that's probably one of the easiest questions I could ever answer.
I already have one. Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio. I know it's basic.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Ryan Gosling. He's amazing.
I do love Mahershala Ali.
Okay,
he's definitely grown on me.
He's great, and even in Moonlight, he was. Yeah, he definitely deserved that Oscar.
Everything he does, he just does it so well. Like he does it, and you still know it's him. That's what's cool.
Yeah,
about
exactly.
it.
Cameron, what's your man crush?
Honestly, once I seen her question, I had thought about this a lot because I was like, "How am I going to answer this?" Because I mean, this is a question that like someone asks you, and if you don't give a right answer, you know, I got to go with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, okay.
That's solid. That's solid.
At least you're not going with Liam.
You're right.
Yeah, Liam's he's had up and not even up and down career. He's just had like a like a solid line just across the page.
I think he did great in the Hunger Games.
Okay, he did good.
He
Not
just
a
hasn't
fan.
he hasn't had the opportunity to shine yet.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly. No, and even in Red Dawn, was he in Red Dawn? No,
that was Chris.
Yeah,
That was Chris.
Yeah. Chris just had shorter hair in that movie. And that's what it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I like that he went back to it with Ragnarok.
Oh yeah, no,
he looks awesome in
looked
that movie.
Ragnarok. I cannot wait for that film. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Cassie, for your question. On to the next one. It's a pretty long one. Comes from Cody Barron. One of my favorite TV shows is the anthology horror series American Horror Story. One of the best things about it is that every season you get a totally different type of horror genre, style, and story from the same creators. And most of the actors return playing totally different types of characters, which is always an exciting joy. Do you think they could ever do an anthology horror movie series in the same way? Where every Halloween we get an all-new horror story that is from the same filmmakers and has the same actors before, only doing totally different actors. Similar to how every Halloween we had a Saw movie. Only now each one could be so excitingly different. What do you think?
All right. First off, shout out to Cody Barron.
Dude, he's so awesome on the Cinema Fans.
Yeah, this
He
is
posts
a
really
great
good
question.
reviews. Yeah.
Thanks, Cody.
See, it's funny because I've been American Horror Story. I don't consistently watch it, but
I didn't think the new season looked any good. I haven't seen any of them. I haven't seen any of the seasons, but they always look like they're pretty fucking creepy. I mean,
just the idea is so awesome, I think. And to answer your question simply, I think yes, and that excites me. Maybe not the best example, but ABCs of Death, anthology films like that, like they're doing anthology films and big franchises now too, like Star Wars. I mean, I think if you do it right,
sorry, I'm just getting really excited over here. My New Orleans Saints are winning right now, but
if
continue.
If you get the right directors and you get the right producers to help build up this kind of anthology franchise, I think it could be done. I think it could totally captivate a huge audience. I think people would love it, and I'm excited to see something like that happen.
Yeah, and there's always moments where I say there's not, what they do in TV shows can't really translate to the screen because, in TV you have like 12 episodes.
Right.
You can tell a story out through all, but this really does intrigue me a lot. They can do this. They can really do this. I think audiences would love it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would do really well at the box office, and it brings a new kind of excitement to the horror genre.
Yep.
That's already booming right now. It is booming. This year has been like really solid for horror movies.
Absolutely.
Good Guys, Annabelle Creation, Get Out.
It Comes at Night.
I haven't seen
favorite horror movie of the year.
I'm going to check that out. Get Out, Split. I mean, there's some really good horror movies, and I think this year has really brought me to become a horror fanatic. Like, I'm starting to watch a lot of horror movies. I used to not really be into horror movies, but now since like this year's been really solid, I'm like, well, damn, there's a lot of good horror movies, and Blumhouse is knocking it out of the park. Warner Brothers is knocking it out of the park. I'm so excited for the horror genre.
A24.
A24. They make solid movies, not even just horror movies.
Yeah, they knock everything out of the park.
They're a great production company.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited about it. I'm excited just as I am for like the superhero genre. I think they're both now. Those are like my two favorite genres.
They're on the
now.
same level now, really.
Exactly. It's like they're making quality after quality after quality, and it's amazing. But Cameron, what do you think about this question? You think it could work?
I think not only would it work phenomenally. I mean, I've never really watched American Horror Story, but I know about it. I mean, obviously, because it's one of the biggest horror. Well, it's like the only horror TV show.
Not
now.
even just one of the biggest TV shows in general, really.
Agreed. Yeah, and I feel like if they made a movie, it would not only show them as one of the greatest storytellers, but it would also help them to really develop like a horror universe. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I wouldn't say universe because.
Oh, you're not quite.
Well, not universe, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Universal's trying that with the dark universe, and that's like dead in the water.
Does not count.
I mean,
not counting
I don't
that.
know. I mean, like just to build like this story, and they all connect in some way, kind of how most anthologies do.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's a really good.
It has
concept.
potential.
Yeah, no, it has potential. It really does, and I really think that Hollywood should always try something different, and I think this would be really different and really exciting, and people would be really on board for it. What?
Next question.
Okay, the next question. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Next question. Thank you so much, Cody, for that question. William Yearout writes, this is my cousin. Shout out to William. He's awesome. What is one plot or character cliche that you're tired of seeing? I already have one. It's the jock/bully in high school. I think it's so ridiculous. Like they'll throw a trash can on someone. I'm like, that is not what happens in high school. And I gotta give praise to Spider-Man: Homecoming because what they did with Flash, they could have went the wrong direction. Flash could have been the beat the shit out of Peter Parker and whatnot. They didn't. They made his character have like he had this kind of like grudge against Peter because Peter was better at him at everything. There's one scene where Flash is asked to answer a question and Flash gets it wrong and Peter answers it and Flash looks back because he's mad because Peter got it right and he's like, well, shit,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like you when you're being smarter than I am, and I just love the Flash character in Spider-Man: Homecoming. I feel like that's how bullies should be in films, high school bullies, But, is there a cliche that you don't like, or
There are so many, it's not even funny. But and this is kind of a broad answer, but here's my thing: is that mainly, also, before I get into my main point, it pisses me off how characters keep getting killed and then brought back, and I know that pisses you off too.
no? It does. No, Marvel has a big problem with that.
And DC is.
Well, DC has like 40 different universes to bring their characters back in, which is kind of ridiculous.
No, yeah, I feel like it's a cop out. It's a definite cop out.
Definitely a cop out.
And
it loses attention from the movie.
I don't think there are a whole lot of people who actually like that. Like that is just an all around annoying. But
which I feel like Infinity War is going to change that. I think they are going to finally kill off characters that we really care about, and it's going to impact.
It's going to destroy our hearts.
Exactly. I hope Cap doesn't die.
So here's the thing, and this also kind of goes back to Marvel, but I think a lot of times movies tend to paint their protagonist in kind of like a perfect light. You know what I mean? Like their motives, they always make their motives look like they're perfect, like they have no flaws in them.
Well,
like
see, that's the thing with the Marvel movies. They do. Well, see, that's the thing though. They make Captain America and they make Tony Stark. They make all these characters have flaws, and that's what I love about it. Like Batman and whatnot. They really don't have flaws. They don't really show that in the movies. But like these movies, they have flaws. They have reasoning.
Whoa! You think they don't show them in The Dark Knight?
Oh, not The Dark Knight. I'm talking about the newer ones. I mean, he kind of has flaws a little bit. He has kind of like the vendetta kind of thing where he's trying to get back at Superman because of what he did, but it really wasn't Superman's fault.
Here's the thing: is that it's all about tone. Dialogue. If you were to just read the script and read what the protagonist is saying, you can read some of this and be like, "Oh, this is really damn stupid. What he's saying. This is his motives are not complete."
We've had this argument a little bit about Captain America.
I'm not talking about anyone in particular.
It kind of sounds like you're.
I'm just saying, like in general.
The thing is with Captain America, he has motivation as to what he's doing. So does Tony Stark, 110%.
I just think that. And like I said, this just happens to be coincidentally part of that movie. But in general, it's kind of up to the Russo brothers or the filmmakers of the movie to portray that each side is equal. Each side has different pros and cons. And I think a lot of the times, partly in the case of Captain America, is that they don't fully show the flaws in the character's motive. And I think that overall kind of makes a weaker protagonist. Like you want to see that there are inconsistencies in the protagonist, and you want to see that a lot of times there's no one right way to go, but you are forced to pick the better the lesser of two evils, which
Yeah.
happens to be the protagonist most of the time.
Well,
I just
I
want
really don't think there was a right or wrong answer in Civil War. I feel like it was whatever you felt was right, and that was like I think that was the main theme of the movie. To make you really confused as like, well, what's right and what's wrong, and I think that's the main theme throughout all the Captain America movies. As Captain America comes from a time where he knew what was right and what was wrong. He knew who the bad guys were and who the good guys were. And then once he gets back in this reality, once he gets back in the present, it's like, well, shit, Hydra was S.H.I.E.L.D. the whole entire time. My trust is broken, He doesn't know who to trust anymore. And that's a huge, huge flaw with a character in a Marvel in a superhero movie.
well,
in a superhero movie.
yeah,
That's
I don't know why I keep bringing this back to Civil War.
Well,
but
okay,
I'm just
not even just Civil War. I mean, if you want to bring up other characters and other films,
Other Cap movies.
other Cap movies.
other Captain.
No, I mean
Yeah.
it is a big thing though. It is a big thing, where they make these characters not have flaws, and I think that was one thing with Superman a little bit.
Yep,
And,
absolutely.
and the older, like the Richard Donner ones, which
I love them.
they're
Love
great
them.
movies, but Superman doesn't really have a flaw in that movie. There's not really that much to his character. He's just let's go save a cat out of a tree and everything will be all right. No, that's not how it works in real life. Cameron, what's like a cliche that just irritates you, that gets under your skin?
Well, one thing I don't like, it's not really a character or a plot thing, but it does involve them. It is that franchises beat certain movies to death. Like I don't like movies where there's like 7 different movies and everybody keeps coming back to them. I think that Fast and Furious was beat to death. That's one of the things that I think is cliched and overdone. I'm afraid they're going to do that with John Wick because they consistently
I don't
make
think so.
more.
There's a whole lot more brains behind
Like I
John Wick.
love John Wick, but I'm just afraid that they might try to do like a quick money grab with it and just make it not as good as the others.
Oh well, now because of this movie, even more people are after him.
Exactly,
and so on and so forth.
yeah.
No, I think they're going for a strong trilogy with John Wick, but I know what you mean. Like, kind of like how they did with the Taken movies.
Yes,
where
that
it's
was
like
another example.
They
I had in my head.
intentionally lead them, even though it seems like a closed ending. They bring back another in the next movie, like, oh, because he did this, now he has other stuff to deal with. Like, I know what you mean. Like, why can't we just tie the plot off for once?
And there's so many franchises that do this. I mean, like Transformers. They made, how many movies did they have?
This is 5?
5?
Five or
what?
six, was the last night 5th or 6th Transformers?
It was
movie?
the 6th one.
Yeah, 6th.
See, if you make more than 3 movies, I consider that beating it to death. Unless it's like a universe. Yeah, unless it's a universe, you should not make more than 3 movies. If it's just one plot, you should not make more than 3 movies. 3 movies should be the cap, I believe.
See, that's what I love about Marvel, is that it's one big storyline. It's
See,
one
but
huge
that's a
storyline.
universe.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the-
it's
that's why
universe.
a universe.
I mean, I don't know. It's really tricky. Hollywood now, they're trying to find something to stick on the wall.
Yep.
It's like they try to make original movies. Sometimes, Mother, Valerian, box office failures. Blade Runner, box office failure. I hate to say it, but it's going to be. It's going to make it's going to make maybe it's going to be a profit of like $30 million, but that's not what they were looking for. But yeah, thank you so much, William, for that question. On to the next one from Aaron Frazier. What's going on, Aaron?
This is also a really good question.
It's been brought up by actor John Boyega that Star Wars should get more progressive in themes and characterizations. I personally believe that Star Trek has room for social commentary, not Star Wars. What are your thoughts?
So, here's my thing. I'm absolutely all for that. I think the only way, or not the only way, but one of the best ways to stop painting all this stuff in such a taboo way is to, make it normal, like make it seem normal in the media. A lot of people get, movies, TV shows really influence a lot of people, whether we like it or not. And I think it's just a matter of we got to show it to people who are not educated about it, and they have to see that it is normal.
Yeah. No, I
if
mean,
we normalize it, it's the quicker it becomes a non-issue. And
yeah, and the thing with me is that I don't want them to hit us over the head with it.
that's
Like,
the
I
thing.
don't want
it
them
can't
to
feel forced.
Yeah, if it feels forced, yeah, it's Star Wars reference.
Oh,
Force.
true.
No,
It has to make sense for it can. Here's
kind
the
of
thing.
what they did with Beauty and the Beast. Where it wasn't a lot, but it was just enough to where you were like, okay, that felt natural.
The emphasis should not be on the fact that there is a gay character or something like that.
Don't put the whole plot around a gay character.
Because that's what is going to piss people off who
yeah
are I don't know what a good who are not don't fully understand it. I'll put it that way.
Okay,
who don't fully understand.
I guess that's a good yeah.
See, it just has to feel because it is natural. So you have to make it feel natural. You cannot.
Yeah.
That's the quickest way to turn people like that who are against it. That's the quickest way to turn them away from the plot. And that would just depress me so much for a movie trying to help this cause but end up making it.
I feel like they're going the route of giving Poe that kind of. I think they're going to make him.
I think, and honestly, I know a lot of people have problems with it. I think as long as they do it and they make it seem like as long as it doesn't feel forced, I'm totally okay with it. Like I think they're doing a great job at making all these characters. They make them lovable. So hopefully, the more cynical and, I guess not understanding Star Wars fans will not, be so, so against it.
Yeah, and you have those moments in The Force Awakens where you can totally tell he's hitting on Finn. Like
that's
when
the thing. It's still kind of up for interpretation. I guess.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I think that's how they should do it. I think that they should keep it that way. And like Star Trek, it's about them exploring the galaxy,
right?
Finding new planets, that kind of stuff. Star Wars, you have that. You had them going to different planets, meeting new people, etc. And I feel like they can do that. If they don't force it, I think it'll work.
As long as it doesn't feel forced. Because it does. The character arcs have to still make sense.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of people are like make Rey gay, and it's like if there isn't a reason behind it, if they're just doing it to do it, I don't like that. But if there's a reason behind it, if they make the character more appealing, if they make her gay or anything like that, then I'll be okay with it. But it's like, I understand why Gaston, was it LeFou? I understand why LeFou is gay because, in the
it's part of his character with Gaston.
In the animated movie, you could tell that he had a hard on for Gaston, and it's true. It's true. I mean, it's really true. He looks up to Gaston, and what they did so well with that is, they didn't hit you over the head with it. Subtly,
they even have you sympathize with him at the end because he feels kind of like betrayed by, Gaston, who he really admires. I think Disney didn't do it quite as much as I would have liked them to do it. I would have liked them to see. They made it seem normal, but they also didn't make it as prominent as I think they could have, but I still think that the way they did choose to do it was the right way. Just that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a big deal. That's the thing. They don't need to make it a big deal. They need to make it feel normal. That's the way that you, get to push these progressive themes. If you don't make it seem taboo, because it's not taboo.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, what they did with Beauty and the Beast was I thought it was well done. And I think what they're doing with Poe is actually pretty well done. Done as well. I mean, it's up for interpretation, like you said.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should do. I don't think they should force it on you. I don't think they should just throw it right on the screen. Like first opening shot is Poe kissing Finn. It's like, whoa, where did that come from? But anyway, thank you so much, Aaron, for that question. That will do it for today's show. Thank you so much for checking out the Cinema Fans Podcast show. Like Julie said, Next Sunday, we'll be doing a Hollywood Halloween themed show. So all the questions will be Halloween themed horror movies, all that kind of good stuff. And so make sure you check that one out next week. Like I said again, thank you so much for checking out Cinema Fans Cinema Fans podcast show. Hit that like button and make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next Sunday.